Hello, welcome to my channel. God, I gotta remember. Look right there. So if I look right there, it's like I'm looking at y'all. Anyway, welcome to my channel. I am Zod. No, I'm just kidding. My name's Robbie, and this channel is going to be part of my journey. Part of my journey in this earthly realm. Where do I start? Let's say 2 years ago, 2 years and almost 1 month ago, I lost my partner of 22 wonderful years, mother of two of my children. But this is not a sad story now. It's a story of loss and rebirth and new purpose. I learned some stuff. This is my very first video, so if I'm a little awkward off. I'm sure by the time I get to 50 or 100, I'll be much better at this. But I learned some things over that time. I learned what happens when you die. People come around, they give their condolences. People help you out. Thank God for that. But slowly, one by one, everybody goes on about their life. If you're lucky enough to have insurance, the check's cash, check's spent. Like one of my favorite YouTubers said, if you have something, your kids don't want it, they just want to know what they can get for it. And after the first year, if you're lucky, the second year, they only think about you on your birthday or at different times. And life goes on. I've lost a father, lost grandparents, lost a brother, I lost a sister. Nothing was the same as losing a spouse. It was like you lost half your brain. My plan always was that we would buy a house and we'd get old and watch the grandbabies, and I would die first, and she would look over my children and grandchildren, and my will be done. And that was going to be the story of me. But my mama always told me, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. It was a surprise ending. But I guess I'm happy, but I got to start here. This is where my story begins. This is one day I had a woman and four kids, and one day I woke up and it was just me. And I had to figure it out. I believe I went through something called the Dark Night of the Soul. It was like being trapped 30 feet under the ocean where nobody could even hear you scream. Everything I had dedicated the last 22 years of my life to, it was not there anymore. So, God, let me see what to tell y'all. I was miserable. I went to work. I had duties. I still had a son. I had to keep a roof over his head. I promised his mama that I'd get him to college. She wanted to live to see it, but she didn't make it. But I worked my ass off. I did what I had to do, and I kept a roof over his head. I was grateful for that. And I got him to college. And I know she was watching. And so then I was really alone. It was me and my dog. And I was working, I was gone 9, 10 hours a day, and they were cooped up in an apartment, which wasn't good for them. And I even contemplated sending my little dog, Mr. Pig, to the pound because I didn't know, I wasn't sure I'd be able to take care of both of them. I'm glad I didn't have to. But I kept working, staying up to like 4 a.m. every night. I couldn't sleep for shit. And joined some widows groups. That gave me some comfort knowing it wasn't just me. That that was crazy. That was crazy. Um, One thing that I remember, and I'll talk about it because maybe somebody else gonna go through it. Widow's fire. If you don't know what it is, I hope you never experience it, never have to go through it. But it is absolutely real. It's one of the strangest, most witchcraft ass feelings you will ever feel in your life. It was bizarre. Here you are crying, slobbering in grief and mourning. At the same time, your body misses your person. It's the craziest feeling. But I survived it. And I just stay up every night. Every night. I kept her ashes next to me. Just be me, her, and the dog. And one day I got a message. Yeah, I was like, "Who the hell is this? And what the hell do you want?" I had no idea it was chapter two. Thank God. And so I finally messaged chapter two back, and the rest was history. We kind of have a feeling that we're all soul family. Her late spouse, my late spouse. It was somebody who was in the same boat I was. And our worlds fell, the skies of our world fell apart, fell 10 days apart. Hmm. And we just had so much in common. And next thing you know, I'm 3 states over. And what I tell my mom is like I lived two lives, two completely different lives. Give me like I said, this is my first video, but I was advised to put my face on this app, and Anyway, about a year and a half ago, I ended up where I'm at now in another state and working for myself, and I have purpose again. I'm loved, I'm appreciated, I am very happy. And sky's the limit. I got all kind of irons in the fire. And God, if y'all have any question, I'm telling y'all will find fewer people more full of useless information than me. I was the reading type. Um, I've lived a lot of life. I wouldn't say I'm just super wise. I'm full of experience. I bought a lot of my experience. But if y'all would like me to talk about a subject, I know a little bit about everything and I can talk about anything. Put it in the comments. Um, like I said, this is my first video. What else do I want to talk about? The stuff I really want to talk about, they won't let me talk about because you know what is, where with, who, and they flying, yeah, Dior bags and stuff. But, we're not going to talk about that here. I don't really want to talk about politics here either. I don't trust none of them. None of them. No. I am very much independent. I'm not taking sides in that one way or the other. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm. I do want to talk about the world. I don't like the state of the world today. But what to say and what not to say. That's the question. Anyway, I have, I'm 48 years old. I'll be 49 soon. I have been doing a run a block, walk a block. I've been doing that for 14 years. I apologize, y'all. I'm getting a spam call. My bad. But anyway, I've been running the block, walking the block for 14 years. I started out, I was 317 pounds. And I don't want to say what height, but I was as round as I was tall. My stepdaughter had a nickname for me, Head and Shoulders, because I ain't have no neck, and she wasn't wrong. I didn't have no neck back then. Little heifer. I love it. Um, I had hernia surgery, at an abdominal hernia in 2010. I was miserable. I'll probably put the pictures in the comments. That'll be fun. Um, I had hernia surgery about around 2010. I think the doctor was an alien, but never mind. See, I'm not supposed to talk about that. We got to stay on point, on target. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna end up talking about him anyway because that's just me. But anyway, the doctor, his name was Dr. Scott. I remember before I had surgery, we were sitting down in his office, and Dr. Scott goes, "So, how much meat do you put in your spaghetti?" I put a lot of meat in my spaghetti, doc. You don't. And he started lecturing me, blah, 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 blah. And I was like half listening to him. I was still felt pretty, I was sick, baby, and I was sick as I was in my life. But I still didn't want to hear it about the diet. But anyway, I had surgery. I healed up before surgery, mind you. I couldn't walk 20 feet without being in a lot of pain, extreme back pain. I was too heavy for my size, for my height, for my frame. And I used to have to ride one of them carts around the grocery store. And I remember, I ain't gonna call her name, but I remember you, classmate. One of my classmates stopped me and Toy, and she was like, "What are you doing on that cart? He just lazy." I remember that. But I really did need it back then. I was in a lot of pain. I was jacked up. Anyway, I had surgery. Something I don't ever want to do again. And I remember telling God, if I could ever run again, I would never stop running. And I haven't since. Nope. And I'll probably one day I'll put my running photos in the comments. If you're in running motivation group on Facebook, you'll see me. Um, where was I at? I swear I got some kind of ADHD problem. I've been running. Okay, yeah, I started running, and I started losing weight. No. I'm skipping a part. My bad. Yeah, please give me some grace. This is my first time doing this. Anyway, after I had surgery, I was miserable. Absolutely miserable. And I couldn't eat. It was gumbo. Where I'm from, gumbo is a very cultural dish. It's one of our favorite dishes. And we eat it and we eat it in abundance. I've eaten it my whole life. I'll make a pot of it and eat it until it's gone. I don't care if I'm the last one to eat it. I'm gonna eat it because I made it and I know it was good. But anyway, I made some gumbo and I got sick to my stomach. I was like, what the hell is going on? So I did what most normal people do. I eat some more. Then I got sicker. So I said, okay, I can eat gumbo. And then just through trial and error, error, trial and error. Sorry. I found out I couldn't eat nothing. I couldn't eat anything. Found out I couldn't eat anything. And crap. I was miserable. I think I mourned food. I mean, I've been greedy since I was a kid. I remember one of my aunts fussing at me at one of the family reunions because I had this big ass piece of cake and I was just eating. She was like, she was a nurse. She was like, that's bad for you. And I went and got another one because I ain't care. It was good. But that's how we were raised. We ate. We was eaters. It was good. It was healthy. Everybody was happy. Y'all had plenty of food and everybody was eating. And I was like, anyway, the food I ate my whole life, I couldn't eat anymore. And I was miserable. I was working and it was during the recession when I was able to go back to work. And I'm from an industrial area and there were no jobs. I had over 100 applications in. Men I knew who worked their whole lives couldn't find a job. And finally, one day, somebody called me. It was Dairy Queen. Like fast food. I'm a Boilermaker, millwright, outside machinist, industrial painter, blaster by trade. The Boilermaker, millwright, outside machinist, both a pipe fitter. That's all the same thing. You're turning wrenches. Different degrees, but pretty much all the same thing. Um, the industrial painter blaster. I got that when work was slow, and that way, whichever one was hiring, you get it. I had child support, so I had to pay, so I had to take what I could get. Well, anyway, where was I? Shit. Give me a second. What was that? I was talking about what? I was welding. God, I really do that. Some kind of ADHD problem. Anyway, I was talking about. Oh, my bad. Dairy Queen. Sorry. Anyway, Dairy Queen called me, and I went to the interview, and she said, "You're hired." And I was like, "You're actually gonna let me work here and pay me?" By then, I've had over 100 applications in, and I was like, "Okay, let me work this little bullshit ass fast food job till something better comes along." But I got to working it, and I like cooking anyway. I enjoyed the work, and they kept giving me damn raises. Every time I turned around, I got another dollar raise because I enjoyed the work, and I was just faster than the next guy. And they trained me in management, and I did that for a very long time, and I was very good at it. And anyway, I know where I was. I was at Dairy Queen. Okay. I started at Dairy Queen, but when after being off for so long with the hernia, my legs would hurt every day. Being back on my legs all the time was painful. And so one of the older ladies I worked with said, when you go home, don't sit down. Take a walk around the block and you'll feel better. Red wine, it's Game of Thrones thing. Either you know, you know. Well, anyway, so I took a walk around the block and I felt better. And I couldn't eat anything, so I was miserable. So I started doing body work, weight exercises. And one day I was walking around the block. I said, I bet I could run to that next corner. And I did. And 14 years later, I'm still doing it. I might not be able to run for miles, but I can run to the next corner. And I started losing weight like crazy, man. I was used to wear size 50 jeans. I got a picture of me in my work pants standing inside my size 50 jeans. And so, one way of looking at it, I guess, not being able to eat may have saved my life. I remember when I was like 35, I had a job. I was a maintenance man for banks, and I had to go get a physical. And I remember the doctor telling me, he said, "You smoke, you drink, you're overweight, and have high blood pressure. In 10 years, you're going to have some real problems." So maybe it saved my life. I don't know. But I know I feel better. Overall, I still can't eat shit. Oh, that's a whole other story there. Not being able to eat. Lord have mercy. But I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about it. One thing I like about running outside all year, you get to see all the seasons. Many people probably never take walks anymore. If you only see life from riding in the car, you're gonna miss a lot. Think about the last time you took a walk down the street and you just saw everything you never really even noticed. But running outside, you get to experience all four seasons, and it's beautiful. What else I want to talk about? There's a lot going on in the world. I don't want to talk about politics, but just all in all, there's a lot going on in the world. I ain't messing with you know who. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Not I had no opinion on that. I ain't. Mm-mm. We're just gonna watch the world. Well, you know what? YouTube, this was a first good conversation. Once again, my name is Robbie. Pleasure to meet you. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, and share. And we'll talk again tomorrow.